Hello everyone, my name is Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. We are reacting to another Isaac Butterfield video. This one is called Woke TikTok Like You've Never Seen Before. Now, we love to make fun of the woke culture because it is just fucking stupid. So, let's see how this goes, shall we?
Are you ready for me to ruin your day? Well, I hope you are, because I'm about to. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to remind you that there are people out there in the world that make you feel so sane, so secure, so happy with yourself that you cannot believe that you exist on the same planet as the same species. But at the very same time, these people vote, these people are a part of our communities, and that makes me really just start to question whether or not free speech is a good thing, because these people have access to free speech, and that's horrifying. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the woke TikToks for this.
My opinion, while free speech is a good thing, not every single person in the world needs or probably should be heard. I mean, look what's happened. Look at all the people that are talking that have access to the internet that just don't, they just, it's a wonder that they have a brain. So while I think everybody has a right to free speech, I don't think everybody should exercise it.
This month, let's take a look, shall we?
I'm a little trans girl, small and cute. These are my pigtails, yes, they're real. When I get all steamed up, I can pout. That tip me over part sounds kind of inappropriate though, so I'm going to stop the song there and keep it kid friendly for all my...
We're starting off wonderful. Lovely. This is what I mean when I say I think everybody has a right to free speech, but not everybody should exercise that right. This, oh boy. Honestly, I'm quite speechless. I just I sometimes believe that our society needs a hard reset. And I mean a hard reset. 'Cause, oh, excuse me, I didn't get that much sleep last night due to a back problem. It's... I don't
My young followers out there, stay proud, stay beautiful, and stay kind.
He's about as creepy as that other trans guy that is saying hi kids or telling kids to go to his Patreon. I can't fucking remember his name because he looks just as creepy as him and sounds just as creepy. I'm sorry, people that look like this just should not be addressing kids, be it in real life or online. Just should not.
Bye.
Is they them wearing a fucking parachute? What the fuck's going on here? Okay, I don't exactly know what has happened here, but there's obviously some brain chemistry that is going in a direction that it's not very familiar with. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, what the fuck? What do I even say to this? This is the thing with reaction videos. When I watch something, you know, you think I could be able to critique something, but honestly, it just, other than the fact that it looks like you've used highlighter to color in your fucking hair, I don't know what's happened here, but it's fuck me. Holy shit.
It just kind of looks like a paintball exploded in his hair and on his face.
Actually, I've just done some research, and this is who Kamala Harris will have as the leader of masculinity in America when she beats Donald Trump in November. So that's good. Good on you, America. You're gonna be doing well.
I think we as a society, majority-wise, are probably fucked. Probably fucked.
She's escaped the elevator? Why did she escape the elevator? Trans
and gender diverse people deserve to feel safe. Everybody... Look. There is some... groups of people that probably don't feel as safe as others. I personally think everybody deserves to feel... I have a hard time with the word deserves, because I don't think anybody deserves anything. You have to work for what you want. But everybody deserves to feel safe and secure in the environment that they are surrounded in. This was this was pretty, I'd say it's seen as hurtful and disrespectful. But you can't expect everybody to react to you how you want them to react to you. It's just not the reality we live in.
Gender diverse people deserve to feel safe. No one's running away from that person. No one. It looks like a very nice lady who just happened to be born a man. Oh, of course it's from the Victorian fucking government. Okay. Victoria in Australia, think California in America, whatever the equivalent is in the UK. Woke people, progressive people, painful, the worst. The ones that drive fear into their children's fucking hearts about ice caps melting and them not knowing how to swim yet and then fucking drowning. These people, no one is going into that elevator, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, seeing that person walking in and then running out scared. The unsaid.
I'm not sure that in this context a lady felt scared. I would say it looked like she felt uncomfortable and just didn't want to be in the same area as, I'm going to say, her. I know what assuming it does, but I'm assuming her, because it looks like a man that's transitioning into a woman. I don't think it's out of fear. I think it's out of being uncomfortable.
Victorian government, fuck you. Here's one question though. If she had left with a man standing in there, a normal dude dressed, me, in there, would anyone have a problem with it? Myself and that trans person, maybe we both got penises. So what's the difference? Interesting. Let me know in the comments section. You bigots. Diversity inclusion. Trans flag. I don't know if you know what Mad Monday is.
Okay, I don't care if you're trans or not. I don't think anybody really needs to see that. I'm sorry if it sounds mean, but I don't think anybody really needs to see that. Trans, straight, gay, lesbian, or whatever you want to identify as, a fucking helicopter. I don't think anybody needs to see that. Now, I've always said this about inclusivity and diversity when it comes to TV shows, movies, video games, all this sort of things. Not every single thing in life, be it real life or virtual, needs inclusivity and diversity. Not everything needs it. I think it's annoying and stupid as all fuck that there are groups, when anything comes out, they try and attack it because they don't see that it is inclusive and diverse enough. I will say this till I am in the grave. Not everything needs inclusivity and diversity. Not everything needs it. I know there are some people who want to be represented or want their group or race or whatever to be represented in a TV show, movie, or video game or whatnot. But not everything needs it, and you need to stop bitching about it. Like a game that I'm playing that just came out, Space Marine 2. It is in the Warhammer 40k universe, for those who don't know. And there are people who are wanting LGB representation and flags and stuff like that in it, without people knowing that lore-wise, that stuff's not in it. And they're going to complain that it's not in it, being that it's not being inclusive or diverse enough. And the creators have come out saying that they want to stay as lore accurate as humanly possible to the game. And even, it's just, not everything needs inclusivity and diversity. I want people to shut the fuck up about trying to have every single thing in life inclusivity and diversity. Shut the fuck up.
As I play the rest of this video on silent so it doesn't get a copyright strike for fucking music. Mad Monday in Australia.
Like I said before, I know this is going to sound mean, but not everybody needs to see the penguin from... not everybody needs to see Danny DeVito's penguin in a pink suit or pink outfit. I know that's going to sound very mean, but just looking at this person and the body shape and everything just reminds me of Danny DeVito's penguin from Batman. Just pink. But yeah, not everybody needs to see this. It just, I don't care. I honestly do not care what you identify as, what you are trying to represent. Not everybody needs to see this.
Is the end of a sporting season, and the Monday after, everyone takes it off work, starts drinking at 7 in the morning and drinks all the way through. There's strippers, it's great, but you dress up as something.
I hope to God nobody has brought any kids to this. I seriously hope to God, because at that point, I'm sorry, you need to leave.
Terrific. This person would fit right fucking in. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this is actually just me at a Mad Monday, circa 2015. But I will say this, I've never been harder.
Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery.
That's just called being gay. I don't care what anyone says. Logically and factually, that is gay, because trans women are biological men. Especially if they, well, not especially, it's just, no matter what, it's gay. It's gay. It's either that or bisexual. You cannot be straight and be sexually active with a trans woman and still be considered straight. I'm sorry, but you can't. That's just not how reality works.
Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery.
By the way, I will also say this. If you are deciding on bottom surgery, please, for the love of God, make sure that it is absolutely what you want, because for guys, that is not reversible. I don't care what anyone says. It is not reversible. That is something that once that is done, it is done. That's it. You cannot get that reversed. So please, for the love of God, if you're getting bottom surgery as a man to transition to a woman, please make sure that that is what you want.
Okay, so straight dudes who are attracted to dick. Remember, bottom surgery is about not the actual bottom, it's about the front bits. So if you haven't had your penis removed, some straight men are attracted to that, and that is straight.
This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out, because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then, and you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100% straight. But that doesn't
you're not.
make sense, because you have to remember that these are still women.
No, okay. Physically, you are transitioning to a woman. Physically. Genetically, biologically, you are not. We do not have the technology currently to fully transition a biological, genetically born male into a full-on woman who is able to produce eggs and carry a child to birth. We do not have the technology to do that yet. I believe probably in the future we might. You know, as long as we don't fucking nuke ourselves into the fucking Stone Age. But currently with our scientific technology, we do not have the means to transform a man into a woman. We can only physically do that. I will only say, I know there have been, I've heard that there are scientists or whatever that are trying to transplant a uterus into a guy so a trans woman can carry a child and birth a child, and that's just not gonna work because a male body genetically is not built to do that. But no matter what current science technology has, we cannot fully transform a man into a woman. And at least not to the biological or genetic level, we can't. It's just not possible currently.
Trans women are women.
Yeah. And if you've got a dick in your mouth, but it belongs to someone who's always been a woman, that's the straightest thing anyone's ever done. Like, you could harvest a field full of crops whilst drinking a beer on the back of a tractor. That's not as straight. That's not as masculine as sucking a fucking woman's cock.
They are female. The attraction to her is from the waist up, but it can also be from the waist down. And they can experience pleasure playing with that person from the waist down. But that act, again, doesn't indicate...
It's creepy when people say playing with fucking...
a sexual orientation. It indicates an attraction to the person, to the woman, the trans woman.
Come on.
It's amazing how vehemently these people want to stay into their fantasy and not confront reality. It amazes me how these people just don't want to think logically and face reality. I mean, what's wrong with being gay or bisexual? I don't get it. What's wrong with admitting that you're attracted to a trans woman? It just means you're either bisexual or gay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see why people have such a visceral reaction to saying, oh no, I'm still straight. No, you're not. A trans woman is a biological man. You being attracted to it and sexually doing stuff with said person that is a trans woman, you are you are just either bisexual or gay. That's it. You are no longer 100% straight. Same with those who are attracted to femboys. I know everybody can appreciate a femboy, but once you start doing sexual stuff with them, I'm sorry, you are no longer straight.
Surely no one in the LG...
And there's nothing wrong with that. Just be proud of what you like. Just, live in reality and be truthful about it.
LGBT community, because I know the LGBTQ plus community watches these videos. I know you do, okay? There's a lot of fucking legends out there who are a part of that community that watch these videos. None of you think that this is straight. Or at the very least you go, oh, it's a little bit not straight, surely.
Actually, some of these men are attracted to gender fluidity in that the person exhibits both male and female body parts. And that's attractive.
Okay. The only time you can experience both men and female body parts in the real world is if you are born with both. And those people are called, what you can either call the term before it became intersex. So you're either hermaphrodite, or if you want to use the current term, you are intersex. So that's the only time you can experience both, is when you are born both. And that's actually quite rare. But I will say this: there's only 3 sexual orientations: straight, gay, bisexual. Lesbian is included in gay because that's just a woman's version of gay is lesbian. So straight, gay, bisexual. There's nothing else. You could say, oh, I'm only attracted to a person's intellect. That still means you're either going to date and have sex with either a male or female. That's still bisexual. Same thing with pansexual. Still bisexual. You may not like it. That's just how it is. That's just how reality is. You can call it whatever you want, but realistically, it's bisexual.
Attractive to them, just like some gay men are attracted to trans men who haven't had bottom surgery. That doesn't make them bi.
So they like vaginas. Fuck me. Guys, get a hobby. Collect Pokemon cards. Build fucking trains. Something. Gender and relationships. It doesn't have to be this confusing. Don't put all your eggs into this fucking basket. Just do anything else. Anything else.
Sydney Primary School has raised eyebrows after forcing students to chant "always was, always will be" Aboriginal land at the start of every assembly. The school instructs children to place their hands on the ground while they repeat the words as part of an acknowledgement of country.
Okay, if you're not from Australia, you may not know what an acknowledgement of country is. Basically, it's where a member of the local Indigenous population stands up in front of a group of people. They do it at sporting events, they do it at school assemblies, they do it at awards nights, or whatever. They stand up and they say, welcome to the country, or this is an acknowledgement of country. So they're acknowledging the previous, or the traditional owners, I guess, that white people came and destroyed their land and was horrible pieces of shit, which they were. Now, is there something wrong with having children at an assembly, or I don't know what you'd call it in America, but a gathering of everyone, on the grounds, almost praying in a way, having their hands on the ground, apologising. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. Now, as a white person who, generations ago, people I made...
Whether it be in Australia, Europe, America, Asia, Africa, whatever country or continent you're from. Yes, it is wrong to force people to do this just because you want them to and you want them to acknowledge something in the past or whatever. Especially kids. Forcing kids to do this, yes, it is wrong. You should not be doing this. Don't force kids to your own agenda.
May or may not have been related to, came here, stole land, killed people, did horrible things. They did it all over the world. The English did it, the Spanish did it, Africans did it as well. People did it everywhere. Muslims did it, fucking Christians did it. People have been pieces of shit everywhere. But as someone who lives in Australia now, who happens to be very white, I just find it quite horrific that people would actually apologise for something that they haven't done, because it makes the people who are apologising seem like the perpetrator. Seem like the people who have done the wrong thing. And if you're
yeah, like nowadays, there are some people who say that white people should pay reparations for slavery, when nobody living today in America has ever owned slaves or been a part of that. So it's just as fucking dumb. Like a black guy can't come up to me and say, you have to pay reparations for what your ancestors did. No, I don't. Because I never did anything wrong. I wasn't part of it. My ancestors may have been. I have no idea. But I was never a part of it. So why should I apologize or pay reparations? You can't make me do something or apologize for something or pay for something I haven't done. That's just not how the real world works.
Indoctrinating children into that way of life, that's just not a way for a culture, a society to flourish.
Yeah, see, if you want to bring kids to an assembly and have the Aboriginal people come in and give a lecture to teach kids about the Aboriginal people, then that's fine. You can do that. You can't force kids to get on the ground, put their hands on the ground, and bow as an apology for them being white and saying sorry for taking your land. You're making them apologize for something they were never a part of. This is just smooth-brained level of insanity.
We all need to get along, no doubt, and we need to learn the history, and that includes the atrocities that have happened. But apologising for it by saying always was, always will be, I'm so sorry, it's so bad. I don't know, I just cannot, for whatever reason, get on board with that.
The New South Wales Department of Education encourages all staff to include a welcome to country or an acknowledgement of country in every meeting or event.
Now, this is the issue here. It's being forced on people. You have to do it. You don't have a choice. That's not a good way to come to terms with our past. That's not a good way to come to terms with the fact that cultures are different. That's not a good way to get along. Forcing people to do things.
Yeah, one of the things I can equate to it here in America is when I was in elementary school, we would have everybody every morning. I think it was either once a week or every morning. I can't remember because it was so fucking long ago. They would have all the kids in the classroom stand up, put one hand over your heart, and then say the Pledge of Allegiance. Now, as a kid, I saw nothing wrong with it. I got up, I did it. But the thing that can be wrong with it is, one, it can clash with other people's religion because God is mentioned in it. Like, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic. I can't remember the entire thing, but it's, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Now, the under God part can be seen as a problem with people who are under different religions because they don't believe in the same God as we do. So it can clash with their religions. Nowadays, for places that do the Pledge of Allegiance, they are allowing kids that don't want to do it to sit down and just completely opt out of it, which I think is fine. Because, well, I don't think a lot of people really believe in America very much anymore, considering how fucked up it's become. But that's the closest thing I can equate this to, I guess. You can't, in a way, saying you can't force people to do stuff. Acknowledgement of country or whatever they're doing with it, I can't really equate that to anything for schools. But in the way of forcing kids to do stuff, in that way I equate it to. You can't force people to do something that a school says you have to. No.
It's not a good way to do it.
I just made pronoun bracelets, and I would like to explain them.
Please
This
do.
one stands for he, him, so green and blue, more masculine colors, I guess. This one stands for she, her, so pink and purple,
Lovely.
more feminine colors.
Makes sense.
And then this one stands for they, them, and it's
They,
yellow,
them,
and,
yellow and
orange,
orange,
which are
no
like
doubt.
gender-neutral colors.
Okay.
When I wear this one, it means that I just go by they, them. When I wear these two together, it means I go by she.
You know, it's these kind of people that give me a headache. Because, look, I don't really care what you want to identify as. And if you respectfully ask me to call you what you identify as, I will respect you in that regard and call you that. But you cannot force me to do it. That's just not how reality works. You can't force somebody to call you something that you identify as. Now, you can respectfully ask them, and if they comply because you respectfully ask them, then that's great. If they don't comply and they're doing it to be an asshole, then you know what? You can tell them to fuck off. You have every right to do it at that point because they're being disrespectful little shit. But I live in reality. I think logically most of the time. I do have my stupid moments, but I live in reality. There are only two genders, or two sexes, whichever term you want to use. There are not 7 million genders. There just isn't, because that's not how evolution went. There is he and her. There is male and female. Non-binary doesn't exist, because if non-binary existed, they would have gone extinct, because there would have been no way for them to reproduce, because they wouldn't have male or female body parts. I wouldn't even know how they would expel waste. But non-binary just doesn't physically exist. You can feel non-binary all you want. It's just not reality. Reality, there is male, female, that's it. Nothing in between. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm sorry if that hurts your stupid little feelings, but that's just how reality is. That is how evolution went. You can't get mad at me, get mad at evolution. That's just how we were, that's just how we evolved.
Oh, so it's like a
when I wear
name
these
tag.
together, it means I go by he, them. When I wear all of them, it means that I go by all pronouns. And when I wear these together, it means that I go by she, him.
This is the problem. These are the people who will be voting in the US election. These people who you...
These are the type of people that'll be running the world in the future. So I'm really hoping that a lot of this stuff will eventually just fade away and people will start to come to their senses and start living in reality.
Oh, God. This is the problem with people having access, I've said it a million times, to the internet. You have to listen to people like this speak. But also, these people vote on policy, these people vote on politics, and these are the people who you find in comment sections. These are the people you're arguing with. These are the people I'm arguing with. I don't know what to even say.
These are also the type of people that are trying to make up stupid laws and rules that don't help society, further itself. If anything, it's backtracking. It's stagnating society because they keep trying to make rules and regulations. They try to keep doing inclusivity and diversity, all this stupid shit that doesn't help further society and further the people. It doesn't do anything but it also creates animosity and friction between people. These are the type of people that'll be running our country in the future and causing nothing but fucking problems for society. As fucked up as society already is.
About that. Like, I know this is like a young person and obviously they're confused, but it's the internet that's allowing these things to happen. And these people are out there making these videos and they're getting a following and they're convincing other people that this is the way to live their life. This is how you should interact with yourself and other people and how you should communicate, and you need fucking wristbands to tell people which fucking pronouns to use. A hobby would be lovely. Anything.
The flag doesn't offend me. The American flag...
I think the bald look kind of works for her.
scares me.
This is from Libs of TikTok, the best Twitter page. The American flag scares this lady because if you fly it, it means you're a white supremacist and a...
No. All right, if I remember this correctly, like this is what the colors are supposed to represent. The stars represent all 50 states. I cannot remember for the life of me what blue represents, but I think the red and white is supposed to represent the blood and sacrifice that people have given to make the country what it is. All the sacrifices people are doing to help keep our country free and the way it is. Just because you are flying the American flag does not mean you are a white supremacist and a colonizer. In no way, shape, or form does that mean for anyone that flies the American flag. Some people like to fly the American flag because they like the American flag. Other people fly it because they have a lot of pride in their country. Other people fly it because they want to represent their country. Nobody... I personally don't know anyone and have not heard of anyone flying it to represent white supremacy and colonizers. That just makes no sense to me, because that's not what the American flag represents.
A colonizer.
The American flag scares me.
She's scared.
To me, waving the American flag is the equivalent...
Is that her fucking phone or mine?
Waving the American flag is the equivalent
I was freaking
of
out.
declaring yourself a KKK member.
Right, so if you wave the American flag, and I imagine this person...
Did the KKK even have a flag representation for them? Hey Siri. Did the KKK have a flag?
Okay, I found this on the web for Did the KKK Have a Flag? Check it out.
Huh, they did. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, they did have a flag. But it didn't show a picture, so I have no idea what it looks like.
Person thinks the exact same about the Australian flag or the British flag or whatever. You're the equivalent of the KKK. Okay, how about this? How about you just solemnly get fucked? That's the most Australian way that I can put this in the most delicate situation. Get fucked, lady. We should all, this is what I love about America, is people have their flags out the front of their house. People should do it more in Australia. You should be proud of your nation.
There are actually a lot of people who come from different countries who find it really weird and off-putting that they see so many people flying the American flag. They find it really weird that we do that. So it's because apparently in other countries, not a lot of people fly their country's flag like we do. So I find that hilarious that they find it weird and off-putting.
And everyone that's in it, every colour and creed and nationality, you should be proud of that shit. You should be proud of the people who have fought for that country, who have died for that country, who have built that country. Fucking, whatever you do, don't listen to people like this.
It just indicates that you are white supremacist.
No.
It indicates that you are a settler, colonial piece of shit. Sorry.
Have you got the Black Lives Matter fucking fist there? Beautiful.
Not sorry.
Love it.
If you fly the U.S. flag, you are ideologically a settler, colonial piece of shit.
This is the problem. We're all settlers. If you go back far enough, we've all settled on different lands. And this is what people can't seem to understand, is that yes.
People really need to go back and look at their history, because humanity is basically every human in human history, which I think is about 100 billion people have been on this earth, are all settlers. We have settled pretty much every piece of land there is to settle. So, what do you got to say about that? Huh?
The way that countries have been colonised in the past 300 years, 400 years, has been horrific and horrible and rude and mean, but that's human nature. We move around, we do horrible things, and hopefully we can just learn from it and never do it again. But people like this, it's just shit. It's just, all they're doing is creating...
Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Wars between people that don't want these wars. No one wants these wars between black people, white people, brown people. We don't want this shit. This is the thing. I think all people who would be called right-wing, they just want to get along with everyone. But it seems the culture wars come more from people like her than dirty white pricks like me.
Being child-free threatens the patriarchy.
No, it doesn't. It just means you're going to die sad and alone.
The more people that go child free, the more it threatens humanity to the point where it's going to be very difficult to rebound for a population. Like I think it's Japan that has gotten to the point where they have gotten dangerously low to keep up with their population, because I think they're a majority old people, and I think America is starting to get to that point too.
Next.
Not a day goes by that I'm not grateful to be serving at this period of time.
I guess this is someone in the army. This is from Lives of TikTok. This man who thinks he's... I'm not even going to read that. Bleep that out. Jesus Christ. This man...
Hang on. I'm going to read it. Because fuck you. This man who thinks he's a woman says he's glad to be serving in the military now so he can undergo a full gender transition and get lip injections, Botox, laser hair removal, and hormones, all paid for by our tax dollars. This is a genuine question. Are trans people allowed in the military? I mean, I think it's fine if they are, but I honestly don't know, because the only sort of military knowledge I have access to is my dad, because he was in the military for 30 years. But I have no idea. I don't know.
Who thinks he's... Oh, I'm not even going to read that. Bleep that out. Jesus Christ. Says she lives a TikTok. Pull your heads in. Glad to be serving in the military now so she can undergo full gender transition and get lip injections, Botox and laser hair removal and hormones all paid for. Really? Is that... Can you pay for that? Like the army pays for that?
Being able to undergo a full gender transition.
I don't know if it's fully covered. I don't think it is.
Beyond hormones.
Wow.
Laser hair removal, Botox, lip injections, hair lowering. Like literally.
Hair lowering. I need that. Fuck.
Cannot be more thankful to be alive now.
That is crazy. I hope the soldiers who served on D-Day, I hope they got hormone replacement therapy. I hope they got Botox before they stormed the beaches of Normandy. These are the people you want fighting for you in World War III. You want clits bigger than you can fucking imagine. You want big old clits, you want tiny dicks, you want balls shriveled up. That's what you want. That's how you're going to beat Putin. That's how you're going to beat Kim Jong-un. You're going to run around with tiny dicks and big clits. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we need. That's what we fucking need. What am I even talking about? What an amazing video. Be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East. Be dick stinks. Toodaloo, au revoir. Bye-bye.
Woke TikTok, man, I swear to God, it is a different breed when it comes to that shit. Yeah. I worry about our future. I really do. I don't know what to say. I hope you all enjoyed that video. Let me know what you all think about all this in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe. I post 3 days a week. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.